Alrighty, in three, two, one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Episode 3 of Dr. Dan's Power Hour. Well, I guess Dr. Dan's Business and Health Power Hour.
Business and health, that's
I
right.
am Inturn Nate, and I am back here again with the doctor himself, Dr. Dan. And we're not alone today. We're not alone. I'm going to let Dan introduce you to this very special guest and close friend of his. Why don't you take it away, Dan?
Hi, this is Dr. Dan with Balance Chiropractic and Rehab here in Fargo, North Dakota. We have a special episode for you today. I'm here with a good friend of mine, coach and mentor, as well as a best-selling author, Dr. Mathew Loop. Dr. Loop, yeah.
Yay!
Yay! Okay. Dr. Loop is the best-selling author of Social Media Made Me Rich. He's a NASDAQ speaker. He's a philanthropist and the highest-paid social media revenue strategist in North America. He helps doctors and professionals multiply their influence, impact, and monthly income by harnessing social media. Since 2005, he's trained over 20,000 clients in 25 countries. Millions of business owners have viewed his free business growth tutorials online. We're going to talk about them today. He has also appeared on the NASDAQ in New York City, and he's the guru that you want right now if you are struggling with the coronavirus government shutdown and you're a business owner. Some of the things we're going to talk about today are discovering the secrets to position your business or brand at the highest level so people look at you as the top authority in your market. And we're going to learn what's working right now on social media to increase your impact, influence, and monthly revenue. One of the things that Matt has taught me, as well as a lot of other doctors, is not to depend on just your brick and mortar business, but passive income. So I'm going to take it away, and I'm going to introduce Dr. Mathew Loop. Thanks for having you today. How's it going in Atlanta?
Hey, it's great to be here, Doc. I appreciate your friendship and also just having me on the podcast. It's always a pleasure. It's going very well, actually, aside from all the craziness about beautiful day and, just optimistic about what the future holds.
You're optimistic. What? So in times like this, when people are hiding in their homes, scared to get this cold virus, you're optimistic. Why are you optimistic?
Because whenever there's a crisis, and I haven't seen a crisis like this before, but I studied history and I have a lot of great mentors. There's always opportunity with crisis, opportunity to help a lot of people, opportunity to make a lot of money, opportunity to just live better in every single way, even though it might not seem. And the first step is really to take a step back and divorce yourself from all the hysteria, regardless of how you feel. You need to objectively look at a certain situation and figure out where the opportunities may be, because there are always great transfers of wealth that happen during these times. And, those that don't allow their emotions to override logic, reason, and critical thinking have the best chance to be able to capitalize on what is going to happen.
Yes, logic, reason, and critical thinking. That is what we've seen a lack of lately. I is what I've seen. People are either in the camp of hiding in their homes, or they're doing what they're out trying to save their small businesses, or they're out working to where I live in the country. We're blue collar, and there's a lot of hardworking people out building infrastructure, and those people aren't going to let a cold virus slow them down. And also where we're at, we really band together really well and try to help each other out. One thing we're doing in the office is sending out community care packages to people that can't get into stores or can't get things that they need because other people have hoarded them due to the fear. And we're also put together different supplement packs to help optimize your health during this time. And it's not only like pandemic season, but it's but it's it's cold season, it's allergy season, so optimizing your health with chiropractic and different types of nutraceuticals is a great thing that we've come up with for people. And then we're also doing this podcast to help small businesses in the area, and we're bringing on special people like Matt here to talk about like what he does. So I've seen lately, well, first of all, we're supposed to be in the Caribbean right now, right?
Yeah, that's been tabled to, it's going to be July or October. So yeah, we have our event, the Caribbean Adventure Mastermind, which you are a regular at every year, and I'm glad you find it valuable. But it's our way of kind of getting away and learning new information, partying, playing, and really just being in the room with extraordinary minds that are committed to big growth in practice or business and in life. So yeah, we had to, that was the weekend, the 24th. That would have been this weekend.
Yeah, totally.
So we are postponing that to later this year. But yeah, you just got to roll with the punches.
Yeah, we definitely do. One day at a time. But I would definitely recommend that to, like, that was the first time I think, let's see, yeah, it's the first time I met Matt. And I went down there. I think I got his book. I had his book, or a couple copies of his book. And I went down there determined to learn how to do social media because I couldn't do it on my own. And it was one of the best moves that I've ever made. Like, you meet great people, you get out of town, you get out of your house, you get out of your business, you get to relax. It's not, you're not inundated with, you get an incredible amount of information, but basically the seminar runs from 8 to 12 for 3 days, and then we go and play like the rest of the time. Go out to the beach, we go on some different excursions, and it's always a great time. And that's the time you get to network with the great minds that from around the country that you just don't get in your local area. So I totally recommend that to any chiropractor or any entrepreneur that is listening to this. And I really, really wish I was there right now rather than stuck in Fargo with a pandemic going on. But hopefully in July we can get down there. And this year it's in the Bahamas?
In the Bahamas, yeah, Atlantis in the Bahamas. They are officially right now, they're closed until I think it's the end of May. It could be longer, just depends on how this madness goes. So, but yeah, we're looking at July. The other secondary date is October. So we're just kind of hoping it's going to be July, but we just don't know their situation is. So yes, unfortunately.
Totally. And what was I going to say? Forgot. Can't remember. Anyways, so we got the Korean Mastermind. The next big thing that you do every single year is the Social Media Revenue Summit down in Atlanta that I got a chance to participate in this year for the first time.
Yeah, last year, yeah.
Yeah, and he always holds it in like a fancy hotel. Goes out the red carpet. Again, you get to meet. This is a bigger event. Hundreds of different entrepreneurs that come from all over the country to hear him speak, and then he has special speakers along with himself that will talk about different things from celebrity marketing to marketing on Shark Tank, to figure out how to get onto Shark Tank, different things like that. He has something new every year. Is there anything you would like to add to that one?
Yeah, that's a 5-star experience in Atlanta where any business owner can come out. We roll out the red carpet for you. I mean, and you can attest to this. We do it high end because it's about one, getting your mindset in the right place. It's like, this is, you deserve to be in an environment like this with some brilliant people. I would say half of all of the doctors and business professionals in the room at the event, they're doing high 6-figure and into 7 figures every single year because they're at a different level mindset wise, but also with the tools, resources, and tactics. I personally coached a lot of them, like yourself. And so, plus there's an application process to even get in the room. So it really vets and you get in the room with a high quality of people. And then afterward, we take everyone to a nice steakhouse. I mean, what did we do last year? We went to, what was last year? So Four Seasons, and we went to Fogo de Chao.
Fogo de Chao, yeah. All you can eat.
Nice. Really nice Brazilian steakhouse, and we've done some amazing things, and we'll do an after party after that. So it's just about taking care of people and helping them grow their businesses, multiply their influence. Social media changes every year, so it's important to be updated with the latest tools, strategies, and resources. Some things that worked last year are not going to work this year, and definitely now that the consumer mindset has shifted, spending habits, people are trying to be a little bit more constrictive at this point in time. You have to understand how to navigate that environment, and ultimately to be successful. A lot of businesses are going to be hurting, unfortunately, after this whole thing shakes down. But there is still tremendous opportunity for those that are coachable, those that are willing to adapt and play by the rules.
And that's the key, is adapting, pivoting, and playing by the rules and figuring out what the rules are in the first place.
Sometimes you have to break the rules, or bend the rules, I should say, but you need to know how the game is played, first of all. It's just not a level playing field. The same thing with financial elements. I've listened to guys like Robert Kiyosaki talk for the longest time about the system, how things are set up, and the system is set up to keep you in a certain financial state, a certain mindset. So you're just an obedient worker. You do what you do every day. You don't question the system, and you collect a paycheck. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you desire more out of life, if you want true freedom and flexibility, if you feel you deserve more, you're going to have to think outside and way different than what your current paradigm is. And just like with marketing or social media at our events or with my trainings, I try to get these entrepreneurs, these doctors or business owners to think way outside the box and to learn from others that have done 6, 7, 8 figures online. It's like, these are the strategies. These are the resources that you need. No one says it's going to be easy, but if you attach to somebody that's already been where you want to be, a mentor, you're going to get there 50 times faster, and it's going to be a lot less expensive. It's kind of common sense if you think about it. You find people that are doing what you want to do, and you just model what they're doing. You do whatever it takes to get in the same room, to associate with them. It's a lesson that I wish I would have learned this many years ago. It would have just saved me so many hard knocks. And if there's ever a shortcut in business, that is the shortcut, to align with those people, do whatever it takes.
I would agree with you too. Like, I wish I would have came to one of your events like 5 years before, before I actually came, because I feel like I could have been way ahead of the curve, because it takes a lot of hard work to put these different systems together. So you got to be willing to spend the time, and people aren't just going to hand you money. So Matt and Mike and the people he brings to his events will give you the tools to get where you want to go, if that is really what you want. So it was interesting when you use the word mindset a lot, and I feel like that really applies to what's happening kind of in the world right now with the whole pandemic. Like, people's mindset, I saw a Facebook ad, or not a Facebook ad, a Facebook post that like really spoke to me. Like, it was actually kind of scary. It was by Frank, Dr. Frank up in Canada, and he was talking about, like, he said something about sheeple, and I was like, what's that? Sheeple, #sheeple. It caught my attention. And he said, like, if they pulled up some trains and they said they were going to haul you off to coronavirus free camps where you wouldn't get sick, how many people would jump in? And I was like, holy crap, I bet there would be a lot of people on those buses, on those trains, and that is scary. That's scary, like when what the media can do. And that's one thing that I've been like preaching to people is just turn it off, because there's always somebody making money off of you, off the one of the news channels. Or
The fear, yeah. The first step in fighting the coronavirus is unplugging your TV or your phone and throwing it out the window.
yeah,
It's like,
totally.
the stats do not justify the hysteria. You've got medical doctors, scientists that are just coming out across the board, blowing the whistle, and it's just trying to be suppressed. And everyone, I think, in their gut knows something's not right about the situation, regardless of what you believe. The virus is real. Is it killing some people? Yes, but it's just not even close to what we've been told. And hopefully someday certain people will be held accountable for the misinformation and lies that they've just pushed on the public and ultimately destroyed a section of the economy. Like you and I were talking before this, if we were to end this shutdown today, I would say still maybe 20% of all U.S. small businesses would be out of business in a few months, like gone.
Oh, totally.
Now,
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and if this goes on another month, then that's probably going to jump up to 30% or a lot more. And it's just, this is not rocket science. The average small business owner, just like the average individual, might have enough income to sustain themselves for another, I think I read 27 days, in fact. And that's just, it's not a lot. So we're going to be very surprised when we go. And I think certain people think that as the businesses open up and the governors say, hey, okay, everything's cool, we're going to be able to go to our favorite Persian restaurant again. And maybe not.
Maybe it will have tables. Like I've been into like a Subway or a sandwich shop, and they've removed all the tables. You have to stand 6 feet away from everybody, and there's this tension. Just everybody's kind of eyeing each other. It's so odd. I've never experienced anything like it.
It's a tragedy is what it is. And so, that's a separate topic for a separate discussion. But, with all this madness, like we were talking about before, comes a lot of opportunity with the fact that even if you do have some type of business, what I've been teaching to a lot of my doctors and professionals is like, especially during this time, you need to be the voice of reason and certainty that your market needs. And you need to stay out in front of them. Like I'm doubling and tripling down on our content and our advertising that specific content. When I say advertising, I mean just paying to promote great content that you have, like stuff that people like, that gets them closer to the result they want to generate. And by doing that, like right now we're seeing, and I read this article a few weeks ago on CNN of all places, they talked about how Facebook could barely keep up with the activity. Like they literally were scrambling because they've never seen this many users all in one place. And you've probably noticed it. I've noticed it. I've been doing this since 2006 and been on Facebook for that long. And I've never seen usage at this level. So we have a large opportunity to get in front of the people that we want with a specific message. And if you can do that and be an asset, a value provider, and a resource for them, they're going to remember you, and you're going to gain so much more market share now, because everyone literally, like there's a huge sale on advertising right now because everyone's pulling back. They're trying to hoard, but those that are creating the most influence and wealth, they're actually pouring money into it because they see the opportunity here at hand. So that's, I'm telling people to take your best content, push it out, spend as much as you can to get it. And you're going to get so many eyeballs on that thing and potentially large volumes of shares that once this crisis blows over, and it will blow over, whether it's in 2 weeks or 2 months, it will blow over. Then you're going to start getting recognized everywhere. Like, hey, that's Dr. Dan. He was real. Wow. Your videos on how to wash your hands and what you were doing to sanitize your office, that was just really cool. It was something nice to see. You're giving value to the community of people of stuff that they want. So I'm just telling you now, if you put the time in and if you put the budget, you can see dramatic gains. And then with Facebook, we have an amazing opportunity to be able to come back around and what's called retarget these visitors that have watched our videos for 50% of the time. So, which means that we can show them more great content. So this is like the stuff that I'm trying to teach a lot of business owners how to do and to capitalize, because even though this seems like a very detrimental moment, it can be the exact opposite if you know how to play it and if you really build your tribe and ultimately deliver value.
And that's the key, is building your tribe. If you're a small business or a business of any type, is building your tribe, building your group, building your list. Like that's where your followers are, and that's where you position yourself and your products, correct?
Yeah. It's so funny because if you have a tribe, an email list, or a group of followers, I'll equate it to online sales. If you're very skilled in online marketing, and in fact, we were just talking about the Internet Income Club, which is a course that I released, which teaches people how to, really the top 5 ways to create income online, legitimate ways, like selling private label products on Amazon, or starting and selling an online course, or launching a book, or using what's called affiliate marketing, or buying a business, or stuff like that. And, when you apply these methods, like one at a time, you start to have your income streams like the Parthenon. If one pillar goes down, you still have others that support the entire structure. And nowadays, especially with the time we're living in, wouldn't you just love to have another source of income, at least that you didn't have to get all scared and, contractive, basically, because you're thinking, oh my gosh, I really, we don't know what the next month is going to be. And the reality is, I could not do like certain elements of my business the way that they're set up. I could not do anything for 6 months and still be really, really well because of what I've set up online. We have passive sales that come in every single day from all these different channels, through online courses, through Amazon, all these things. And that wasn't set up overnight. It was set up over many years. And I did things a slow way, quite honestly. I didn't align with mentors early enough. But you have an opportunity to at least start something and grow it. And now if you look at the habits, like I just read an article last week, Amazon stock is ridiculously high. And they never had purchases like this because people can't go out to the toy and the trinket shop, or to Best Buy, or wherever they're going to buy their stuff. They're going on Amazon. And now what's going to happen is people, once this whole thing is said and done, they're going to realize, well, maybe I don't need to go out necessarily for that. I'll just order it on Amazon anyway, which is going to hurt a lot of businesses. Now, for a chiropractor, people still need to get adjusted. They need that physical contact. So that's not going to really play as much there. But for many retail outlets, they're going to be in for a very rude awakening come this thing. So if you're in one of those businesses, then you have to say, okay, well, if my days are numbered there, or if that's a little bit risky at this stage, given how consumer habits are changing, I need to go ahead and pivot to potentially, what can I start to sell on Amazon? Because once you sell something on Amazon, that's available to a global population 24 hours a day. And if you know how to just rank a product really high and be competitive and do your market research, you would be amazed on how much income you can bring in just from Amazon. And of course, you don't have any of the brick and mortar overhead.
Totally, and that's the key, is the audience, and then not having to carry the overhead, and they ship everything for you. Like, there's not a lot of work once you get it set up. That's one thing that we're working on here in the office, is setting up our different Amazon products. One thing, couple different things that we sell are like the massage gun. People really love that, and like we also have a massage ball, like because we treat a lot of truckers and different things like that. And it said like blue collar people that work really hard and they're really sore and stiff at the end of the day, and we really want them to be able to help themselves at home as well as here. So that's where I've started to position myself, because it's something I use and something I like, and it's something within my value system. And you got to believe in what you sell, is what I believe.
Of course. Absolutely.
So I've seen that you have it's the income, what's the income?
Yeah, it's the Internet Income Club. That's the newest product that I've launched, and
Huh?
that's essentially it's a 6 module program, but we actually included a seventh module as a bonus in there, and it shows you. I mean, right now I think we have, oh man, at least 50 video tutorials in there that walk
Oh
you
wow.
step by step. And this is a very comprehensive program. I was going to launch this anyway later on this year, and then I just literally, as soon as this coronavirus stuff happened, I got bombarded with clients, first of all, that were talking about like, hey, I've been wanting to create that online business, but I never reached out to you. What do you have available? And a lot of docs were reaching out. So I'm like, all right, well, rather than launch this later on in the year, I'm going to launch it now. And I'm just going to have to create it as I go. I already had the outline of the course that I was going to create, but
Mhm.
normally I would create the course beforehand and then launch it. There's no right or wrong. But I had to launch it, and then I've been creating the course every single week, and people are loving it because it's just expanding their mind to different possibilities that, somebody that can't even fathom the idea of like, how would you make money online? Like, what is that? They can't even connect the two, but I try to distill it into the simplest form. So if you're talking about, let's say, affiliate marketing, which is basically taking somebody else's products and selling them, and they give you a commission. You don't have any inventory to stock. You don't have to do any customer support, no recruiting like a MLM or anything like that.
Yep,
It's
yep.
pretty simple. That's how I got my start. Companies like Best Buy, Target, Walmart, all major companies have what's called an affiliate program that once you sign up and get accepted, they give you a link, which is basically an entire website. And if you drive people to that link and they purchase, you get a commission. It's really that simple. So if you understand how to drive traffic and visitors to those um, those properties, like I show you in the Internet Income Club, things can become real very quickly. And that's just one element, an area online. You can develop your own online course. Not as simple as affiliate marketing, but it's a lot simpler than it was 14 years ago when I began. You don't have to piece together 6 different systems.
Yeah,
Nowadays, everything can
totally.
be digitally downloaded. You have platforms like Kartra, Kajabi, ClickFunnels that can consolidate a lot of this stuff for you. If it comes to, let's say, launching an Amazon business, right? Now, you don't get to keep 95% of your profits like with the online courses or affiliate marketing, but you make between 30 and 50% on average. You're selling physical products, but Amazon is a very trusted resource. Everyone goes there to buy stuff,
Mhm.
and they ship it for you. They make things very easy, and the startup cost is relatively low. You know, Affiliate marketing only costs you less than $100 to even get in the game.
Yep.
Sometimes not even that. Amazon, based on your initial inventory order and some other tools you might want to get, could be between $500 and $1,500 to actually start a full Amazon business where like your listing is up and running and bam, you're ready to go. I mean, you can't even, if you compare that to something like real estate, it's not even close. So you can get in the game with very little risk and very
So
little investment.
so everybody that just got their stimulus checks last week could basically start their own business with your program that we're going to have the link in our show notes.
That would be a very intelligent thing to do. Most Americans are probably gonna blow it on toys, trinkets, or booze, or whatever they're gonna do. It's not gonna help their quality of life.
Oh yeah, booze is the big thing here. Like the liquor stores are essential.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we all have a choice every day. And, hey, listen, I love to have a glass of wine too, but I'm disciplined enough every day where I'll do activities and I'll make sure that the priorities are laid in. And if you're just bootstrapping, everyone was in the same position. Like I didn't start off successful by any means. I had a limited amount of cash to begin with, and you got to do what you need to do and prioritize. Well, is going out this Friday to a 5-star restaurant, is that a priority? Or maybe I could save that $100 and apply it toward my business or apply it towards. So we have to make those sacrifices. Every one of us does. And
Totally.
if I can promise you, if you're willing to do that, if you're coachable, your life can be way more than you ever anticipated or imagined. I grew up in lower middle class America, small town, Monroe, Michigan. My father worked in a steel mill. I worked there for a summer. I was working the midnight shift, stamping these red hot 2000 degree steel billets, and on a casting floor, watching the steel come down and getting poured and stuff. That's
You can feel the fire, huh?
oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it got so hot in there that we had to wear long johns. And the reason why is because, like, underneath our clothes, because you would sweat so much, and the long johns would be soaked in sweat. But after they were soaked in sweat, they would actually cool you off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So I've been through a lot of situations in my life, and certain situations I realized that I don't want to ever go back there. I'll fight tooth and nail. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll learn this new course, whatever I have. I mean, I'll put in the time because I'm worth it. My family's worth it. People that I care about. And you got to have a big why, a vision, and something that's going to keep you motivated when you get knocked down, because you will get knocked down, and it will be hard periodically, but it doesn't have to be that hard again if you align with smarter people than you are. When I first started, and I give this example in the course, I was learning from guys that were doing, like, I saw a guy make $1 million in one day in a launch, one day.
Yeah, I've heard you say that before, and that just blows my mind.
I was like, I've heard about that happen, but when you're actually seeing the blips on the screen and seeing the refresh button, boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
That changed my life. And I said, listen, if this guy can make $1 million in a day, I can do a tenth of that. I'm a pretty smart guy. I can figure this stuff out. And if I don't do a tenth of that in a day, I can surely do a tenth of that in a year. I think that's a very healthy comparison. It's like, well, some comparisons can be unhealthy, but it's not like you have to have any, there's specialized knowledge that's involved, but you don't have to be a rocket scientist to make this work. You just have to have confidence, and you have to align with mentors and take action every single day. Get the best tools and resources, and then you might have. It starts with a goal. You can't hit a moving target. You got to have something. So if $50 a day in extra income seems realistic for you, well, set it there and then double it. Say $100 a day. Set it at $100 a day, and that's an extra $3,000 per month, $36,000 a year. That could change a lot of lives just by that alone. I would encourage you to set your limit much higher, because that's how we expand our thinking, and we start to ask the question, how can I make $100 a day? Or how can I make $1,000 a day? What do I have to do? How many courses do I have to sell every day? How many affiliate products? How many Amazon products? You can reverse engineer, and that's powerful, because now you're starting to develop a plan. Like, oh yeah, I have to sell 6 courses a day at this particular price to reach this amount. How can I sell 6 courses a day? Well, I can get traffic to my website. Well, how can I get traffic? Facebook advertising, YouTube advertising, LinkedIn. Like, okay. So you can start to really figure some things out really quick if you're smart about it.
Yeah, and if you do, and you don't have to look at it as one big mountain to make $1 million in one day. You can cut it down to small steps, like you said, and one of the best things that I ever did in my life was to run a marathon, because you have to take it 1 mile at a time. You can't think of the whole thing you can't think of completing 26.2 miles at once, or else you won't finish. But if you take it 1 mile at a time, you get there little by little by little, and at the end, it's one of the best feelings. If you go through all the training and complete a marathon, I would recommend it to anybody. That it will improve your life. Like, you will have more confidence. You'll have done something that only 5% of people that have ever done, and you've done something hard, and you've made yourself tougher and stronger, and and that's what you need to do in business. Also, you have to keep pushing the limit, increasing your boundaries, increasing your circle of influence, and keep working at it. And like you said, you do get knocked down, and you just got to keep getting back up, and keep working at it. And I'm lucky enough to like I started out with nothing myself. Like, 1 year out of chiropractic school, I was basically living off credit cards and bankrupt, like a lot of people are, coming out of chiropractic school. And I was lucky enough to to walk into the right office with the right doctor that mentored me on how to run a business instead of taking advantage of me, which a lot of chiropractors do, unfortunately, to the younger doctors, and I was lucky enough for that to happen, and now I have my own clinic. We got our own podcast. We're we're marketing on social media. People know me in Fargo, and we're continuing to grow and prosper. And I get to go to the Caribbean once a year and hang out with some really great people and some good friends, and they become like family. And I would recommend it to anybody out there. You know, if there's one,
Awesome.
oh, go ahead.
I was saying that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. Like I look forward to that every year. I think last year I was the first one to buy buy a ticket to come this year because like I think about it in October and I set my goal like because the winters here are rough. Like we have sun maybe a quarter of the days, and but by this time of year people are out of vitamin D. You're sore. I mean it's similar in Michigan, and you're ready for a break, and you need that mental break to just relax and de-stress so you can come back refreshed. And it's great to have new ideas and be able to apply them, especially ones that I like going out of the state to different things and bringing it back because everybody will look at the guy next door and try to copy him, but not many people are willing to go out of state, or they're not really to even to market a lot. They think people are just going to walk in their doors, and it's not like that. You know, it's you got to work for it. That's for sure.
Very true.
All right. Is there anything else that you would like to add to the podcast today? I know you have a book club, or not a book club, but how to write your own book club.
Yeah, that course, I actually put that best-selling profit blueprint course. I included that inside of the Internet Income Club. So that's actually module 6.
Oh, you
did. I used to sell that entire course, the book selling course, for $9.97 alone because so valuable there. And that's how pretty much everything that I did to get my book, Social Media Made Me Rich, Here's How I Can Do the Same for You, ranked like 287th on Amazon at one point in time, launch it and then market it and actually help a lot of people and make good money with the book, which was what most authors don't do. So yeah, that's module 6. That's over 30 videos alone that are in that training. Mm-hmm. And we keep adding more to the entire course. But, you know, I would leave you with the fact that there's so much crisis. I should say there's so much opportunity with the crisis at hand. You know, definitely be an optimist. Don't be naive, but be an optimist and see the opportunity and make sure that you are hanging around with the right people that are going to fulfill and be good for the soul and your mind right now. You have to protect your mind. The next 30 days could shape how your next 5 or 10 years evolve for you. It's about the relationships that you build, who you're hanging out with, because if you're in a doom and gloom mentality, this economy, this situation is going to devour you. And it's just, there's, and I'm just being real here. I see some bad things happening. I don't have trust in our leaders on both sides at all. And I never personally have been one to rely on the government to come and save me anyway. You're going to have to save yourself. If that's not plainly obvious to you, there's nothing I can say that will make it obvious. So don't wait for somebody to come and save you. You're going to need to really put your feet in motion and really get the steps in place, and then ultimately seek out mentors, grab the best tools and resources, and connect with your vision, your why, so you can have a better life, because you deserve it.
Totally, and everybody deserves to have that better life. And Dr. Mathew Loop has the tools, and I'm living proof that it can be done. I have a successful chiropractic business here in Fargo, North Dakota, and we are open Tuesdays through Saturdays. And that's a big thing I want to mention to business right now, is just get the word out that you're open if you can be open right now, because people don't think you are. And Facebook, the easiest thing you can do is just have people check in. Like I've had a couple people check in at my office, and then a couple new patients came in. Tomorrow, we're actually booked full tomorrow, which is
Nice.
which is which is pretty amazing, considering like 2 weeks ago, um, we were it was doom and gloom around
People are
here.
stressed, man. People are stressed.
Yeah,
They need to get adjusted.
yeah,
Adjusting is it's a great way to alleviate the physical and the emotional stress on your body. So yeah, people know, they get it. So you as a chiropractor in particular, it's a valuable service that you can offer, and don't be afraid to let people know that you're still in the game. You're not folding.
totally, totally. Nope, we never fold. We go until the end here. Well, Matt, we really appreciate you coming on the show, and helping us out and helping others out in this time of need. Um, and I look forward to seeing you at the Caribbean Mastermind and getting a little sun here, hopefully in July. And for anybody who's interested in any of Matt's content that he talked about today, we will have a link in our show notes, and get in there and get to work. If you're out of work right now, or you're sitting around watching episodes of Netflix, do something positive with your time. You know, make some money. Then you can get out there and do the things that you like to do and enjoy your life. So I will leave you with that. And Matt, have a great day, and we will talk to you soon.
Thanks, Dan. Good chatting.